tonight's daily day trading lesson, we are going to be discussing a few things. A lot has to do with technicals. This is the very last trading day of the year. We are going to talk about that a little bit towards the end. Let's get into the charts and let's get into it. Really interesting day, by the way. Okay, so now that we are into the charts, let's discuss the setup on the charts. A couple of levels that we were watching for here on SPY really just depended on what direction it wanted to take. We had major outer levels. So we had a short way up here at 595-ish, and then a long way down here in and around that 584.41. The lower level triggered later on in the day. Our levels always trigger. It's just a matter of time, and that's why we have the success that we have. Like wheeling out on this chart, if you take a look here, all of these blue levels that you see, if this is your first time joining us, these are placed prior to the market open. And I give all day trading plans at 9 a.m. every morning, and then we just execute the plans. It really is a simple plug and play type of strategy and operation. And you might be wondering why, because we ended up going long today. Why didn't trigger on this short? Now, normally I would trigger on that short, but we needed to give it a pretty wide berth and wide risk. And it was even wide, even if we waited right for the level. So I said, if it doesn't touch that level, same here on Qs, don't worry about it. Don't take it. We'll simply grab the long. We want the long more than we want the short today. Now, the short in hindsight would have worked out better. We would have had more run, but it doesn't matter. That's not what we're looking for. We don't think in hindsight. And that's one of the biggest issues that day traders have. They will look at things in hindsight and say, oh, should have went long or should have went short. But the fact remains that we wanted to go long into this because this was a very typical day two type of continuation after a pretty strong day yesterday in both Qs and SPY. It bounced off of trend on both. Really nice trades yesterday. And then today we're looking for that continuation play, because that's what the odds dictate. The odds dictate that you will have a much higher follow through rate with the long. So we took the long. So at the open, it popped and rejected that level and came straight down into the previous close on both. We executed Qs first as it came down into that level. So executed Qs, comes down a little further, give it an add just to correct that average. And then we were simply patient, waiting for it to run back up or stop us out, as the case may be. And it didn't stop us out. We ended up getting a really nice trade all the way back up to the opening price, and simply just collected money on the way up. Now, the P&L is usually smaller on these days, which are Tuesdays and Fridays, because that's when I'm day trading live with my members, my Momentum members, which is a live trading course that I run for 8 to 10 weeks of live trading. And it's generally size that they can take, because although I will trade with full size with them, they're not going to learn much with full size. It's a very different methodology, and especially mindset and emotional control. So I'll usually use smaller size. So today was pretty small size, and still managed to lock in $514 on this trade. Really, really nice one on Qs. Qs should have been a lot bigger of a trade P&L wise. It just simply wasn't because of the premium. The premium was pretty funky here today on Qs. SPY was nice, but Qs was pretty funky. And sometimes that can happen, and that's okay. So locked in $514 on that trade. Get switched over to SPY. Now, SPY was the exact same trade, looking for the long coming down into the previous close. And as it comes down into the previous close, literally smoked those lows and then ran it right back up, and then simply stopped out on the rest. And that was it, locking in $1,947 on that. And again, all of this, about $2,500 in profits, all within the first 30 minutes of the market open. And the rest of the time, we just simply discuss the market and come and hung out and shot the shit and talked about a few things. And one of the things that I was talking about here today, and there were multiple other opportunities, but when you're coming into one of those days that's an end of type of day, whether it's the end of the week, end of the month, or end of the year, especially end of the year, you want to go into the following year or month or week with a really positive, kick-ass type of mindset. With working 2 trades that worked out absolutely fantastic. Not only that, but not P&L wise, but just how you managed them, how you executed, how you worked that trade, how you managed it. Because you're going to bring that into the following year and it's going to give you a big lift. Remember, mentality and mindset are absolutely everything when it comes to this game. That's why I discuss this all the time. I talk about technicals and strategy quite a bit too, but the bulk of what I speak about is mentality and mindset and emotional control. Once you have those things figured out, the rest of this shit's easy, guys. It really is. And if you are struggling with those types of things, you need a coach, and that's straight up. And whether you want to admit it or not, if you struggled this year, why not make next year tomorrow? It starts tomorrow. It's right there. Why not make this a winning year where if you are looking to give up your regular job and your more traditional career path and you're going for an untraditional look, this is where you want to do it. We're not gamblers. We are professional traders that do a professional job. We're not gamblers. We're not gunslingers. We do things correct. And that's why our results speak for themselves. So on that note, folks, if this is the second time that you are watching one of my videos or one of my recaps, you owe me a subscribe to this channel. It's a pretty small fee for free, as well as, and if you are already subscribed, you got to make sure to like this video. It is a small, simple ask. Nothing in life is free. There's always a give and take. And if you don't like the video or you don't subscribe, then you're an asshole. So happy New Year, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful year, and we will see you Thursday. Adios.